Hi everybody! Today's tutorial is going to be about the different parts of the eye for shadow application. This is for Allie. She asked for it, so I've already done all my other makeup, my foundation and lipstick, and I've got some blush on. I'm going to try to do this with dramatically, noticeably different colors of eyeshadow, and then we'll blend everything at the end. So, things that you will need. A bunch of different brushes, different sized brushes. Clearly your eyeshadow. This is Coastal Scents 252 palette. I really like it and use it all of the time. A primer. Always, if you're going to work so hard on your eyes, why let it wipe off? Use a primer and mascara and things for later on. But here we go. The first thing that I do when I'm starting with my eyeshadow, as I said, is primer. And just put it all over everything, from your eyelashes all the way up to your brow bone. So I'm just gonna rub it in there. It's really like, if you've never put it on before, it feels like body lotion. You'll feel when it gets dry. And put it on both your eyes. Nice and easy. You don't need a whole lot, just a touch of it will spread out really nice. And alright, I've gotten my entire eye area. I'm even going to do a little on the side underneath my eyelash here, just because I'm going to put some color there that I want to stick. Alright, once you've got your primer in, we're going to start with the brow bone. This is easy to see on me because it's right from my crease. So right there, up to my eyebrow. And that is where you're going to put a very neutral, light, your lightest color, especially if you get an eyeshadow quad where you've got 4 colors. Just put the lightest one there. I almost always go with neutrals, and I'm going to use my biggest brush to do this. Since I'm going to be a little dramatic today and I want to demonstrate some things, I'm going to go with a darker gold. I don't know if you can see it on the brush, but I'm just going to go in from the crease all the way up to my eyebrow. Alright. You can kind of see it on there. And I try not to fill in like this corner. You're going to see, depending on your bone structure, where the shadowing goes, and really just follow the shadows of your faces. If you want to fill in all the way up to the edge of your eyebrow there too, if you're new and you need to go fast, it really doesn't matter, but it's going to look nicer if you can get this nice half moon shape that follows the shape of your eye. So I'm going to do that on both eyelids. And this is with a dark gold color. But it's still nude. It's still a nudish gold. It's still going to blend in with my skin. It's just going to make that area, you can see it already, a little sparkly, a little darker, give it some shadow and definition. Next thing is your lid. That's obvious. So if you can see where your crease is, and down. And you're going to put your second lightest color on the lid. Now, if you're experimenting with things and you want to do some wild colors, this is where you're going to put your brightest color, where there's the most pigment, because it's going to pop the most, and it's also, when your eyes are open, you're only really going to see that much of it. You're not going to see a huge amount. So, at this moment, I take one of my smaller tipped brushes, because I don't have a ton of room that I'm filling in, and just go from the crease down to your lash line. Alright, I'm going to do a set of greens today, and hopefully they will be enough different colors that you can see the different areas I'm doing. Alright, so let's see what this looks like. I generally start at my lash line and then fill in going up. There we go. Yeah, that's kind of pretty. Alright. Some people do a dab method, if that works for them. I don't do it, but if you really want to get a nice pop of pigment instead of brushing along, dabbing it in keeps a little more color on there, especially if you've used a lot of primer. So now you can absolutely see the difference between lid, brow bone. And we will do this side too, do it a bit faster. Depending on your eye structure, it's really easy or not quite so easy to notice where these places are. If you've got an eye which doesn't give you a lot of creases and you've just got to guess, open your eyes enough. See exactly where that crease is and guesstimate. Sometimes even if you want to put a line of primer or a line of a darker shadow with your eye open, and then you've drawn yourself a line that you can color in down. That might be a way to go. Like, if I wanted to do that, I'd have my eye half open, and I'd do this, and then I would color down from that line. Alright, so now we've got our base lid layer on. Now you're going to go to your second darkest color, which is going to go all the way into your crease. I'm going to get another brush, though I use a similar head size for this, and just go for my crease. Alright, what are we going to use here? Alright, let's go with going for a darker, shiny green. We'll see if you can notice the difference on this video. Kind of. Yeah, so I'm just drawing right in at the crease there. And I'm going to do it on the other side too. And this is easy. It's just following the natural shadows of your eye all the way down to the edge of your tear duct there. Alright. Now I have drawn in along the crease. And a thing I just learned today for this video is another part of the eye is called the outer V. And it is this part right there. So the edge of the crease going into the lash line here. I have a dark New York Colors Glam Shadow Stick, and it's a dark green. And so I'm going to draw the V where you can see it. And this is where you can really put a dark color, especially if you're going for a smoky eye. Alright, so I'm going to draw along the crease. You're not going to be able to see it. Okay, kind of. Alright, so see that darker line right there? And then I'm going to draw above my lash line. Right there. So that is the outer V. And do it on this side too. Just into the crease there. And your lash line. And that is a nice way of getting a darker, blended, smoky eye. Now let's talk about the lash line beneath. This is your upper lash line, lower lash line. On the lower lash line, the way that I do my eyes is I'm actually going to make this outer V a W, because I'm going to put dark there, dark along there, and then dark beneath, just halfway through to the middle of my eye. There we go. Yep. Halfway through. And if you're doing a smoky eye, you can absolutely do a dark color on the bottom lash line to halfway. Don't want to go more than that, because if you do dark color this whole way, you're going to make your eyes look really small. So, last but not least is the tear duct, or the inside of your lower lash line. You want to get a small, tiny little brush head here and do something that is the brightest, lightest, shimmery, silvery, very pale shade, because that's going to make your eyes pop and make them bigger. So I have a really pale green, yeah, here we go, a really pale green that I'm just going to do right there. And I'm going to blend it into the outer lower lash line. And I'll use a blending brush to make it all go together smoothly in a few minutes. There we are. But yeah, you can see that is clearly a paler shade of green than anything else on my eye. And that's what you want, so your eyes open up. They don't look too small. Alright. I'm gonna use this Glam eyeshadow stick a bit more, just to blend that better. And there we go. Alright. And then a blending brush, if you really want to make certain it all blends together. A big tip, and then go in circles to blend. Don't have to do anything fancy. Alright. I'm going to brush back and forth to make certain those lines go together. And there you go. Those are the part of the eye. Bliss will yell at me if I don't put on some mascara, so Put on some mascara to finish your look. This wand is very short. Alright. And your look is done. You can always put on some liner if you want along the upper lash line, but you don't have to, especially if you're working with some really bright colors and your eyes are already on top. Why cover up that beautiful green with liner if you don't have to? So, in short, you've got brow bone, the lid line, your crease, upper lash line, lower lash line, and the outer V right there. And it's going to go from lightest to darkest. Lightest color on brow bone, next on your lid, third in your crease, fourth in your outer V, and then the palest, if you want something to pop, right in the corner there. And that's the anatomy of an eyelid to put on eyeshadow. Alright, I hope you're all having a lovely day. Bye!